Well, it's been an interesting day for me. Today I went to the Pepsi Center to watch some UFC fights. Misty got me tickets way back around Christmas time, so I wasn't going to miss this for anything like filming protests. And while we were there, a protest erupted at Denver International Airport. And by the time our show was over, because it was like hours long, the protest was dispersing because some federal judge said to Trump's moratorium on international travel from certain countries what the protesters were calling a Muslim ban. And yeah, every fucking day it seems like the things Trump is doing are going by my Facebook feed and my Twitter feed so fucking fast that I cannot keep up with all the fucking protests. In fact, we took the light rail to the downtown area so that we wouldn't have to park down there because you never know when there's going to be another fucking protest about Trump just shutting down all the traffic. So yeah, it's only fucking week 1. Holy shit. Anyways, that's not what I wanted to talk about today. While I was at the Pepsi Center, I decided to test a theory of mine. Okay? And this is I'll just give it to you right now. This is a conspiracy theory of mine. Back in 2011, November of 2011, I was involved in a thing with Occupy Colorado Springs where all of their tents were torn down by police all at once. And it was like 2 in the morning. And when that happened, what we tried to do was contact other occupiers who were not there. And when we all tried to use our cell phones, they did not fucking work. Now, at the time, there was less than 50 of us in Acacia Park in Colorado Springs. And in order to just, like, send pictures or a little small video clip of the police showing up with their riot gear on and the giant dumpsters that they brought, I had to go down the street to connect to the Wi-Fi of some stores like Starbucks, right? And I had to push accept on the web page in order to connect to their shit. But my cell phone service, like directly to the cell phone tower, was completely not working. You know, and the AT&T store across the street from Acacia Park also was not working as far as connecting to their free internet. We had to go to the Starbucks or further down in order to get a good signal from some Wi-Fi in order to try to alert people to the what was going on. And we figured at the time that the police intentionally had taken out a cell phone tower. And this seems like something that the police wouldn't have any control of because, shall not make any laws prohibiting free speech and whatnot. That's in the Constitution somewhere. The free exercise thereof, I believe that would fall under. Anyways, it happened again. And this time it was Misty that noticed it first. We went to the women's protest, the women's march, the day after the Trump inauguration. Ugh. And, yeah, we were walking away from it, and it was still going on, but we had seen enough. We saw like basically the whole protest march start, and I had filmed like from the beginning of the march, and then just like we were walking the opposite direction in order to catch the size of all the march. And we just let it go downtown without us because been there, done that. I've done enough marching. But I just wanted to catch the size of this protest, and it was fucking huge. But after we did that, we whipped out our cell phones. Misty did first, and we had no cell signal whatsoever. And I'm used to cell phone service being interrupted when there's a lot of people all in one spot. And when I say a lot, I mean like a lot of people, right? So there were some estimates saying that there were like 200,000 people downtown. But this is a very crowded metropolitan city. You know, Denver. It's not like it can't handle that many people. And, you know, just because they were all on the ground doesn't mean that there aren't that many people in the downtown area just like in all the buildings on a normal work day. You know, the difference being they were all on the ground. But that's anyways, our cell phones were not working. We had no cell phone signal, and it wasn't like interrupted service like I've experienced at some events in the past where you can still see the cell phone towers on your cell phone. No, this was like no cell phone towers present. Just like the phone's searching for signal. And so right now I have a Droid Turbo 2. I have the Verizon network. So I shouldn't have any problems. Today, while I was at the UFC fights, I decided to test something. The Pepsi Center has like a capacity normally of around 18,000, right? And there were a couple seats up in like the 300 section that weren't filled for this event, but with UFC fights, you're on the floor and there's like floor seats all around the cage, whereas like during a hockey game, there isn't that. So I'm saying it was about 18,000 people all in one area, like bunched together, right? And so I took some video of me at the event, right? And I tweeted it out. And you can see the timestamp of when I tweeted it out. It was right in the middle of the event. And there was all these other people using their cell phones, posting selfies to Facebook and whatnot. And it went out perfectly. But during a protest, cell phone towers go down. And this wasn't the first time it happened to me. I mean, I've seen this happen before. And I'm wondering, do the police have an ability to take down cell phone towers in order to prevent protesters from organizing? Based on what Trump's been doing, based on what's happened in the last week, I imagine I'm going to have some other opportunities to test this theory of mine that the police might have an ability to shut down cell phone towers. And I wish this wasn't a thing that I was thinking.